Hey guys, so as you can see I'm sitting in front of a blank wall. I've decided to do a little bit of a DIY home decor project type thing and create my very own gallery wall. So the first piece I'm going to be working on is something that's really special to me. I love the outdoors, I studied environmental science, and I love canoeing. So I'm going to be showing you how I took a canoe paddle like this, or just plain wood, and turned it into one like this. So I hand painted this with acrylic paint and I used masking tape. And that was about it. I utilized negative space as well to do these little portions. I thought this was a lot of fun. You could add really anything you want to it, monogram, glitter, whatever you feel like. Use different colors, different patterns, whatever, and create your own. So I don't know if I'm going to hang it like vertically or horizontally or how I'm going to do this, but either way I think it'll be a really cool addition to my gallery wall, so I'll show you what I did, and if you make one I'd love to see it. So let's get started. Hey y'all, so I'm going to be transforming my canoe paddle into what I just showed you. What I'm going to be using is painter's tape here, which I stole from my husband's toolbox. Thanks, sweetheart. A pair of scissors, a paint mixing palette, just a large paintbrush. You can use any kind you want, but I'm using this one because it's flat, which will give me a little bit more control when I'm painting. And then this giant bottle of white paint. It's by Craft Essentials, and it was 8 ounces for I think $1.99 at Joann's, and then I had a half off coupon, so this is $1, which is pretty cool. And then I'm going to be using this hot pink color, which is called Date Night Pink by Martha Stewart. It's a satin finish, so it should look quite nice when I'm done. And then I'm also using this mint green color, I think, so we'll see if I end up adding this. And I'm going to be using this gray color, also from Craft Essentials. This was 69 cents at Joann Fabrics, so pretty good deal. And then this canoe paddle I've had lying around for a little while. So I'm going to get started on painting, and I'll show you guys what I'm doing. I've taped up my canoe paddle in the way that I want the paint to dry. I'm going to be utilizing negative space, which is why I have this taped. So up here I'm going to be painting this area white, I'm going to be painting this white, and this will be a hot pink color, and then where the stripes are is going to be my mint green color or the gray. I haven't really decided yet. I guess I'll see when it dries which one I'm feeling will look better. Now I used 2-inch strips of tape and I put them an inch apart and made sure that the centers all lined up so I could have really cool arrows that align with down here. That way when I pull them off it'll be kind of a cool arrow effect right here with negative space. So I'm going to go ahead and coat this whole thing in white except for over here where it's pink. If you're doing something similar like this, I recommend that you maybe write with a pencil, because I don't know about you, when I am painting I get a little carried away. Before I do though, I'm going to tape up the handle so that way I can paint that and let that dry as well. As for the handle, 3 stripes of hot pink up here, and then just 1 down here of whichever contrasting color I put down there. I'm going to go ahead and tape that off. So for the handle, I measured starting from where the, I suppose, like angle is, if you can see right here where it kind of comes in. So I wanted each of the stripes to be 1.5 inches wide, so I marked right here at the edge where it starts, and then I measured up 1.5 inches, and I made a mark and I just taped in between that, making sure the edges are straight, so that way when I paint this portion, these portions of white, I can peel it off and have a nice even pink area. Measured, so this is 1.5 inches. This I left 1 inch of space, and then I did another 1.5 inches, and then 1 inch of space that'll be white, and then another 1.5 inches of where I want it to be pink. And I'm going to paint all of this white, and then all the way down to here this will be another pink stripe, and then I'll paint this white so I have a nice arrow kind of going in that aligns with the other arrows that are currently drying. So yeah, I've never really done anything like this. I just did a rough sketch. I've had this canoe paddle, well, I have a couple of them around for a while, and I thought they'd be a fun addition to my gallery wall. I'm excited to show you guys how it turns out because I have no idea what's going to happen, so stay tuned and I will be painting the rest of the handle. Okay, so I finished painting on the white. It's really important to make sure that the painter's tape is pressed down so that you can just kind of paint over it, and then when it dries and you peel it off, it'll have really sharp lines. So I'm using acrylic paint. It's really nice. It just seems to be a little bit thin, so I'm going to have to probably put on a couple coats. So what I'm going to do is just get a fan and let this dry and hopefully expedite the process a little bit. I'll spare you the details of watching paint dry. I would rather do a few thinner coats and have it dry and then have it be a nice consistent color as opposed to like slopping it on really thick and then worrying about bubbling and stuff. So I recommend doing a few thinner coats as opposed to like just glopping it on. I was originally planning to do a couple coats of the white paint to see, or to make it so that it was more opaque. Right here you can kind of see the wood grain through the paint, and I actually decided I really love that look for kind of a more natural, like distressed looking finish as opposed to something that looks really artificial. So I think I'm actually going to just go with one coat of this paint. It still has a nice vibrant white color over top of it. It just is a little bit more transparent. You can kind of, like I said, see the wood grain through it. So it still hasn't finished drying yet, but I am just going to do the one coat. If you want yours, if you're doing something like this, to be a little bit more opaque, I think is the word, then you could do multiple coats, but I'm going to just leave it this way and wait for it to finish drying. So I will be back later when it has dried more. So what I'm going to do is remove the tape now that this is seemingly dry, and then I will repaint it and show you what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do is peel off the rest of the tape, and then I'm going to tape it up again over top of the dry acrylic paint, and then I will begin to paint it pink. The only difference is that this time I'm using this lighter masking tape. It's not as sticky, and so therefore I'm hoping it won't peel off the acrylic paint. I have some acetone, and then I have this little makeup brush thing. This is, I think, an eyeshadow brush. But the nice part about it is that it's really solid, so I can be more precise with what I'm doing. Okay, so I've cleaned this up now a bit more, and I'm going to use this tape, like I said earlier, to tape around it and do the pink part. Now that I have everything taped off, I'm going to start painting this pink, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the same to the rest of where I had taped before, and then including down here my other colored stripe. On quite a number of coats of this paint. It's still thin. I thought it would be a little bit less transparent. I guess maybe since it's from everyone's favorite felon, Martha Stewart, it doesn't work as well as I thought it would. Just kidding, I love you, Martha, if you're watching this, which of course I know you are. So I'm going to peel off this paint because I think this is as good as it's going to get. And honestly, it's about the same as this. So I would put on, I think, 5 or 6 coats of this on each little portion, and then I just did 1 coat of the white. So this was $3.50 at Joann's, and this was $2, $1.99. So This is obviously a much better value, and it's actually much better quality, surprisingly, so Craft Essentials brand, I recommend it much more than this Martha Stewart. It kind of looks like a red color, but it's actually a really bright pink. It's the exact same color as this bottle and my nail polish, but it looks red for some reason on the camera. It's a nice color. It's the only brand that had this bright of a color. It worked really well though, surprisingly, so I'm going to just have to clean up that spot there and patch that little bit right there where it kind of peeled. Martha Stewart. I used to live at Martha Cook at U of M. Anyway, Martha Stewart's paint is peeling. I'm going to try to use, I thought I had an Exacto knife somewhere. I can't find it. I'm too lazy to keep looking. Okay, I'm going to come over to the other side. I'm like hugging this camera. So hopefully I could just kind of cut the paint and not scratch the wood. I have decided that I'm going to just leave it for now with the bare wood. I was going to paint another color here and here and here, but I really like the way that this looks. This is the finished Canoe Paddle. It looks red, but it's actually a really hot, like neon pink in person. I used acetone. I used acetone to touch up the edges, and then I used a really narrow paintbrush to kind of fill in the rest of it so that way it would look even. And I've decided to leave those little patches that I was originally planning to paint pink bare for now. I'll always do something with it again later. This is what the handle ended up looking like. So I'm going to erase the little pencil marks. I forgot to do that. But it's just bare stripes for now. And I'm going to hang this on my gallery wall, so I thought I would show you guys how I made it. Yeah, I think it turned out really well. I've never, like I said, I keep saying I've never done anything like this before, and I'm really proud. So if you guys try anything similar, please tag me, because I'd love to see what you come up with. I just sort of thought this would be a fun design to try out. I sketched it on paper first, which I recommend doing, so that way, especially with paint, it's really hard, if not impossible, to change it once you're done. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a couple more DIY things for my gallery wall, and then I'll show you what I end up doing with that and how I decorate a couple different rooms in our house. Please subscribe if you like this video. I'll be doing a few more DIY. Follow me on Instagram, Annie Wears It, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching.